I don't mind it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the 18th episode of the Open1 podcast. And I've got Marie joining me today, who I was actually put in touch with via a good friend of mine, Will, who's been my American admin doing amazing things with the Instagram page over there and really sort of took the ball by the horns and got things going and put me in touch with some awesome people. And it told me a little bit about what he's been up to over there. And one something that really caught my eye was this project that's just getting started, and it's all about healing people with alternative methods and technologies. And so I've got Marie joining me today. She's going to give us an overview of what's going on over there. So hi, Marie.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, good. It's good to chat with you. And which part of the States are you in, actually?
So I'm in New Jersey.
New Jersey. Yeah, right. And yeah, so do you want to give a bit of an introduction of what your facility is and sort of what your agenda is with it?
Okay. So I'm going to start from the beginning.
Perfect.
I retired a year ago, last June. So a little more than a year ago, I retired from running a counseling agency. And I wanted to stay retired. I couldn't wait to retire. And I came across this video with Jason Shurka, who I have a lot of respect for. He's a very spiritual man. And he was interviewing a doctor, Dr. Sandra Rose Michael, and she comes from a background of like an engineering background, and her parents were like nuclear physicists. So she's a brilliant woman. And she was also a world renowned healer. And so my understanding from watching the interview with Jason Shurka and Dr. Sandra Rose Michael is that she prayed, God, how can I help heal the world if I can only heal one
Nice.
person at a time? And I believe through her prayer and through the help with God and her brilliant mind, scientific mind, she came up with this technology. It's scalar wave technology. It's been around a while, but not known to the public. So she came up with scalar wave technology, and she's combining the scalar wave technology with chromotherapy and biophotonic energy. So it's creating an energy. So this technology is seen on like computer monitors. And for a business like my own, there are 24 monitors that are programmed to harness this scalar wave energy. So we have at the center 4 columns of 6 monitors. And those monitors communicate with each other. And they harness this scalar wave energy. Now, scalar wave energy is fifth dimensional. We live in a third dimensional world, obviously. Fifth dimensional is a higher spiritual energy. And we are all energy. So our bodies are energy in their purest form. This scalar wave energy fills the room that the technology is in, and all people need to do is rest in the room, and the energy that's formed in the room, it communicates with the cells of our bodies. And because we are spiritual beings and we truly have an innate ability to heal ourselves, we just need the tools. So we need this higher vibrational energy, this healing energy, scalar wave energy, to in order for our bodies to heal. Now, the energy and the technology is not healing the person. What is healing our bodies is the energy. So energy is communicating with the energy in our bodies, and our bodies heal themselves with this tool. When I researched it a bit further, I learned that scalar wave energy is energy that's harnessed from the stars in our solar system and the sun in our solar system, which could sound a bit hokey, but if you think about the fact that fifth dimensional energy is a higher spiritual energy, and we're living on this dense earth, then the higher spiritual energy is outside of this dense earth, the stars and the sun. So when I listened to this woman and some of the testimonies that she was sharing, my spirit said, this is the real deal. this was given to earth by God through the mind of this woman, and that this is a new way for us to allow our bodies to heal. You know, we put all kinds of drugs in our bodies, most of which do not heal us. It just treats the symptom. So then we're on these medications, which really aren't good for us, in my opinion, although I understand that some people need them. I'm not against medication. I just want to be a part of helping to heal the real way, the grassroots way, so we don't need the medication anymore over time. So when I listened to this interview, I was so moved. Like, I was just so moved. Like, my spirit knew that I needed to do this. I didn't want to come out of retirement. I owned a business for 31 years. It was not fun running a business. And I was having the time of my life, spending time with my very little great nieces and nephews, and getting involved in my singing and my dancing and everything. So my life was good, but I know my spirit was telling me to do this. So I came out of retirement. I contacted Jason Shurka, who's a pretty big name in the United States. And he got back to me within 5 to 6 minutes. He reached out to me. I'm a nobody, right? But this man, his mission is to bring this technology to the entire world, to every country. And he, to such a degree that, like, he has people who are advertising on his website. He has unifiedhealing.com is his website, and unified is spelled UNIFYD.com, and unifiedhealing.com. And the money that we give him for advertising is all donated to humanitarian purposes, so that they're opening up a center in India at no cost to the people in India. No person in India will have to pay for it, and the person opening the center will not have to pay for it. Jason and the gentleman who creates the technology, the doctor's son, are donating the technology. That's how serious this man is. And I just knew that I wanted to be a part of it. I guess I'm supposed to be a healer in this lifetime. I was a psychotherapist by profession, and then I learned a spiritual healing technique called Seime about 15, 20 years ago, and I've been doing that. I do that just on anybody who needs healing. And it's a similar idea that we are energy, and I'm tapping into the Spirit of God in me, and I'm connecting and communicating with the Spirit of God in the person I'm working on, and the Spirit of God in them is healing their bodies. That's the way I define it. It's a Japanese technique. I went to Japan several times to learn it. They call it the vital life force. I call it the Spirit of God. So I could be wrong, but I think it's the Spirit of God. And so I came out of retirement, and this interview with Jason Shurka and Dr. Sandra Rose Michael aired May 27th. And please don't...
Of this year, yeah?
Excuse me?
This year, May 22nd this year.
May 27th of this year. At the time, there was maybe a handful of small centers in the United States with this technology. Within like a month, there was a whole bunch more opening. Within 4 months, so we're a little more than 4 months in, right? June, July, August, September. So we're going into our 5th month. Right now, there is a good handful, if not more, of countries that are either opening a center or have opened a center with this technology. And within the United States, what's happened in that 4.5 months with this technology is we went from maybe a handful of centers to probably about 70 or more that have either opened or
Wow.
are opening across the United States. You don't get that kind of a response from the world unless there's something behind this, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
And I opened my center on September 19th. We've already started to see miracles. Now, the caveat is not everybody's going to come in and see miracles right away, but everybody will come into the center, and very, very, very high likely chance that they're going to feel a calming, peaceful energy, a meditative state while they're in there. A lot of people fall asleep. Almost every single person I've spoken to, including my family, um, they their response to the technology is they have increased energy and overall increased strength. And by that I mean overall constitutional strength, like they just feel stronger. We have a man with cancer coming to our center. He's actually from Yugoslavia, I believe. And he was vacationing here with his children. And he was about to go home, back to his country. But they came for one visit. And I said, please, please ask your father to stay longer. I will not charge him. He can come here every day. I want him to get healing. And this man has been coming to our center almost every day. He had he had a lot of pain. The pain is practically gone. He was having stomach problems. It's gone. He When
Wow.
that man came in to the center yesterday, I started crying. He looked like a different man. You could see how much stronger this man was. He was standing taller. He had more strength. He had more sense of well-being. His spirits were lifted. And I'll tell you, I can't express the joy that I felt seeing this man, let alone his children. And I believe with all my heart, this man is going to walk out of our center one day completely healed. I
So
believe that with
how
all my
many
heart.
how many sessions has this man had with you?
So he started last week. So he's
Wow. Okay.
probably had 2 hour sessions. Doctor who created the technology recommends a minimum of 2 hours. He's probably had maybe 6 2 hour sessions when I saw him yesterday. He probably had about 6 2 hour sessions when I
That
saw him.
that is very impressive to see that turn around in that amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, so people are seeing very good results.
Yeah.
Um, we have a woman with ALS,
What's ALS?
Lou Gehrig's disease.
Okay,
And if
I
you
haven't heard
know
of that.
about Lou Gehrig's disease is a disease that they don't have a cure for. My understanding of it is it attacks every muscle in your body.
Okay.
And usually people wind up not being able to walk, not be able to eat. I mean, they slowly die. There is no cure for it. However, I believe with all my heart that this technology, and this is just my belief, I believe this woman will completely heal. She comes 3 hours a day, every day. I My heart, it's placed on my heart for people that are very seriously sick. I'm going to make it affordable for them, no matter what. I'm going to make it affordable for them. So I made this very affordable for her. She comes 3 hours a day. She comes several times a week. When she came in, first, she can't eat. She has movement throughout her body, but no muscle strength in her neck or her head. So when she came in, she has to do this. And constant spasms and pain. And so after being in the system 3 days, 3 hours, she said the pain and the spasms were practically gone. It was like, my understanding was that pain was so bad. And when she walked in yesterday, again, brought tears to my eyes. She had her head lifted up. Her head was not like this. Her head was like this. That's why I came out of retirement. That's why I came out of retirement. Because there are people that have been suffering year after year, day after day, minute after minute, and there's no cure. There's no cure for cancer. Well, there is, but the public doesn't know about it.
Right.
There are
Yes.
cures for cancer.
Yes.
The public doesn't know about it. And this is one of those tools that I believe, maybe not just this technology. You have to also eat right. You can't expect the technology to create miracles if you're continuing to put the poisons in your body. And by poisons, I mean the processed food that are filled with chemicals and heavy metals, which are causing our illnesses, right? So we didn't have cancer 100 years ago. Think about that. What was different? What's different was we didn't have chemicals sprayed in our air. We didn't have chemicals put in our food, literally petroleum oil put in your ice cream. We didn't have our cans sprayed with hormones that your food is in. Um, we didn't have the poisons in our air and in our food and in our cleaning supplies. That's why we're a sick nation. That's why we're a sick world. In my opinion. In my opinion. And there's a lot of people that will back me up on this. So the healthier we eat, the better results you're going to get from the system. That's not to say that everybody that comes through my center is eating perfectly healthy. My 93-year-old mother, before I opened the center, I was taking her to a center in North Jersey. And I bought her 12 units for her bedroom. And we were driving home the last visit that we had at the center. And my 93-year-old mother said to me, Marie, I just hope that it helps me because I have to push myself to do everything. Now, after she was had a session in North Jersey, she didn't feel like that. But she's 93 years old, so that's going to last a couple days. So she was hoping that once it got in her bedroom, that she would do better. 2 nights it was in her bedroom. 2 nights, 12 units. I have 24 in my center. She never had to push another day. Never. I asked her 3 days later. She was in there 2 nights. The third night she was traveling. She said no. And every time I talk to my mother, she sounds strong. She sounds happy. She sounds energetic. Now, she has other health issues. She unfortunately has asthma, but after a couple of weeks sleeping in there, she can walk further. She needs her inhaler less. She can walk faster. So it's improving her asthma. Her constitution feels stronger. Her mood feels lighter. So it's very good for depression and anxiety as well. So it's good for everything, right?
Yeah.
That's my story. I really would highly like to invite everybody who's watching your podcast to watch that original video. And the name of it is Jason Shurka, Shurka, Revolution of Healing. And then he also did an interview with me. And that, if you want to learn about my center, and that is Jason Shurka, Unified is Expanding. Or you could just put Jason Shurka and Marie.
Yeah, and we'll have all links to that in the show notes, so everyone go check all of that out. That's really fascinating. And as you was talking about it, I was like, this sounds like technology that's doing what like qigong or reiki, or you mentioned a practice same, which I haven't heard before. We could get into that. It sounds like there's having technology that does essentially what these practices do, which is channel energy from some source somewhere and bring it into the body, and that's really quite interesting. And it's sort of, I don't think it'd be,
it is similar.
yeah,
Yes.
right.
In
And
that sense, it's similar. I believe it's a lot more powerful though,
so do you think, why would you say it's more powerful, do you think?
because I'm seeing miracles. I'm seeing miracles. I'm hearing about miracles. Children with learning disabilities are like being healed. We had a woman with a fatty tumor in her, I think it was her, pretty sure it was her stomach area. She was in the system maybe 6 hours, gone. They couldn't find it when she went to the doctor, gone. One of my office staff wasn't even in our large room, but we get the healing energy in our office area. So just working in the office for 15 hours, she texted me on a Sunday and she said, "Oh my God, the cyst under my arm is gone. I couldn't find it." She wasn't even in the large room where the technology was. So, and there's more, there's more, but testimonies is what I'm saying. I know I've done Reiki as a client. I've done Qigong, I've done Rolfing, I've done shaman work, all as a client. I've done every modality there is. I've done Seimei as a client. Again, I think I was in this on this earth this lifetime to be a healer, and so I've explored every healing thing there is. Um, and even the Seimei that I do, we don't we don't get the results. We don't get the results that this technology is giving people. And all they have to do is lay there and rest.
Yeah, that sounds very impressive because from my experience of going to healers and there's been very few that are actually really good, and there's only been one that I've actually spoken to who could give me a story similar to yours of being able to treat cancer, but that took a lot of energy for this woman. It was over weeks, and it's a lot for this woman to do that. And I imagine with things like Reiki and Qigong, it's like how clear of a vessel and a channel, and how good is the healer, what's their intention. So there's definitely benefit from these modalities, but with technology, it could be a lot more consistent if you can find the right technology that's created in the right way using the right technology energies. Then the only limit is the electricity that it's got to get plugged into, right? So
Mhm.
and it would be consistent. It would always be this same energy. And a lot of people in the spiritual, circles are sort of, well, some people are scared of technology. They're worried that it's only can be used for evil. It's a control system, the screens, this and that. But
Mhm.
actually, if it's used at its highest potential, it's here to alleviate suffering. It's here to make life easier. It should be utilized to its maximum capacity. So it's very, very interesting what you're talking about. So what do you think is the future for your center? I mean, to have, like you say, like to have a tumor gone in 6 hours, like, do you have that documented? Do you have like pictures and stuff like that?
What we will be doing, because we're only open a few weeks, right?
Right.
This is our fourth week open. Well, we will have a testimony page on our website, and also, we'll have testimonies on our Facebook page. There's no scientific research, right? This is observation. This is just testimonies that people are giving. But my website is boundlessloveandlightwellness.com. And so that will be on there. And that name I prayed for, and I opened up one of my Saint Germain books, and there was Boundless Love and Light, and I said, "That's it. That's my
Nice.
name." So yes, and to answer your question about, like, not necessarily studies, just live testimonies.
Yeah, I mean, even if you just had like someone come in and say, "Look, this is my problem," they take a picture or something of a tumor, and then
Mhm.
days whatever later, and they take another picture and it's gone. That's many people. I'd believe that. There's a way. That
So
would do it, eh?
in that first interview with Jason Shurka and Dr. Sandra Rose Michael, um, she shows a picture of a man who had had strokes and was paralyzed. And after a few sessions with I think 8 units, not 24. 24 is the ideal, according to Dr. Michael. Um, he was standing. They show him standing and strong after several sessions. What would have been wonderful, now that you mention it, is that had we had a picture, and with this woman's permission, with the ALS who had no muscle strength, if we had had a picture of her before and after,
Right?
or
Be
the
amazing.
man with cancer, who, you just look at some of these people and you see how much stronger they feel. You can see it. he didn't have to say anything to me. I saw this man standing up straighter, and I could feel the strength in him. I could just feel the difference in his energy than when he came the first time and now. And I so grateful that he chose to extend his vacation with his family and stay an extra month. And who knows, maybe he'll stay even longer.
Yeah.
You know, what I can't predict is how quickly people will heal. Um, because we're all different. We're all ready to receive healing at different paces also. Like maybe I have a block, so maybe I have to heal very slowly, where somebody else will heal quicker. Also depends on the severity of the illness.
Yeah.
Uh,
No. Yeah.
but Dr. Michael says that this is good for everybody and anybody. And she wants these. I had an hour-long conversation with her 2 weeks ago. She wants these in every birthing center in the world. Basically, it's fine for babies. It's fine for infants. All it can do is enhance your health. That's all it can do. The only caveat to that is your body will detox. And so when somebody leaves the center, they want to go home and either get in a full tub bath with 2 cups of pink sea salt, a healthy salt, and 2 cups of aluminum-free baking soda, according to Dr. Michael, and so that you can allow the toxins to come out now,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
stirring up the toxins. And the reason why she says do 2 hours is because that's how long it takes for your body to get into that theta state, where the body can begin to not just stir up toxins, but the body can begin to heal. So the caveat is you want to make sure you're drinking a lot of water. You want to make sure you're going to the bathroom. You want to make sure you're taking a detox bath. And eating as healthy as you possibly can, obviously, is going to help it. It doesn't mean if you eat bad, you're not going to get benefits. I've seen people coming in getting benefits, and I don't think their diets are pure. So that would be the only, it can only help. It can't hurt anybody. But you said something very important. You said there's so many good things that have been used for evil, right?
Yes.
So people are afraid.
Yeah.
Thank God this technology did not get into the wrong hands.
Absolutely. And there was a couple of terms there that you used that I can almost not even pronounce them. There was a chromiotherapy and
Oh, chromotherapy
chromotherapy and then bio something.
and biophotonic therapy.
Can we get into exactly what that is?
I think you have to defer to Dr. Michael for that, but I
Okay,
don't know enough about that scientific stuff. I
sure.
believe that one of them does have to do with colors. So
Okay,
the screens are emitting color. However, you do not need to look at the screens.
okay,
Um, but I do not have a definition for you of
okay.
the
Perhaps I have
biophotonic
to do an interview with him.
chromotherapy.
Yes.
I apologize. I should have had that for you. Maybe people can Google it and learn a little bit more. But the main energy that's producing the healing is the scalar wave. And that is
Yes.
what I said is the fifth dimensional energy that's harnessed from our universe.
Interesting, because I haven't heard scalar wave mentioned very much at all anywhere apart from a good friend of mine, Tom Montauk, who has a paper about scalar physics, and he talks about all this very exotic technology that could well be possible with this kind of energy, things even going as far as like anti-gravity. And I mean, he's got his whole paper that I can barely even begin. That's very, you need to have a basic understanding of like calculus and stuff like that. So that
Mhm.
really catches my eye just to have you even mention the word scalar wave, because I mentioned pretty much everybody listening right now has probably never even heard the term before.
Right.
Yes.
Travis, we do have a research page on our website, so people can go learn more about the technology if they go to our website
Uh-huh.
and go under research. We also have all the videos there. So we have Dr. Jason Shirka did 3 videos with Dr. Michael: Revolution of Healing, then Revolution of Healing Part 2, and then Questions and Answers with Dr. Michael. And then there's a few other interviews that I have on there with regards to scalar wave energy. So people can learn more.
Yeah.
And now that you've brought this up, I will go and research and try and understand the chromotherapy and the biophotonic energy, and I will put something like that. I will put that information on the website as well.
Okay,
It
great.
may take me a week to get that up with my web designer, but that's important.
Absolutely. But yeah, even if you're seeing the results firsthand, that is enough. And um, so have you encountered any resistance to what you're doing from any pharmaceutical companies or anything?
No, so when um, this was she created this technology in, I believe, 1993, I believe.
Okay,
And it was only out for the elite, and
right.
in private homes. It didn't come out to the world. And when Jason interviewed her, it was under the um, direction, if you will, of a spiritual organization, I'll say. It's called the Light System.
Uh-huh.
And if
Okay.
you watch Jason Shurka's videos called Disclosure, Disclosure, you can learn about the light system. They came to him and they said, "It's time for this technology to be brought
Wow,
to the
okay.
world. I want you to interview this woman. And what needs to happen is it needs to get out there fast so that it can't be squashed.
Yes.
So we can't be met with resistance." And what happened? What did I say happened? I did not count the number of centers, but I imagine it looks to me like there's at least 70 centers that have opened up in the last 4.5 months,
That is
or are
amazing.
opening unless.
Yeah.
So what happened? It got out there fast. And I believe because we have spiritual help behind the scenes.
Yes.
We have spiritual help behind the scenes. In my heart, what I believe is God and our spiritual beings that are helping us said, "It's time to really move towards helping to heal the world the right way. It's time. And we are going to do everything we can behind the scenes to make it happen." And what happened? All these centers opened up in a few months. I was in retirement, was never going to work another day in my life. Never. Nothing was going to make me come out of retirement, let alone open up another business. It's stressful running a business. But I knew that I was called to open this center. And I
That's amazing, really.
and I'm happy I did.
Yeah, man. And so all of those centers just in the United States for now.
Well, no, if you go to unifiedhealing.com, and again it's UNIFYD healing.com, you will see um, you will see the ones that are in the other countries that are either
Uh-huh.
open or opening soon. I know Australia. Um, I didn't really look to see specifically what countries. Also, there's another website called eesystem.com.
Okay.
That's the name of the technology. They have a locations page, and you'll see there all of the centers in the United States and in other countries. So between both websites, that's all of the centers. They
Okay.
don't both have all of the centers on it, but between the two of them, they've got all the centers on there.
Interesting. And do you know do you reckon there's any in England, the UK yet?
Um, no, but if you can go, I think I saw UK, but I don't want to misspeak. I'm going to
Yeah, I'm having a
see
look now. I can't actually see any.
if
Well,
you
to
go.
get one started.
Are you on Unified right now?
On eesystem.com
EE
actually.
system,
Yeah.
scroll down to the bottom where it says
International.
international centers.
Yes. Australia, Canada, Sweden, coming soon, Switzerland. Um, lots in Australia actually. It must be taking off over there.
Mhm.
Interesting. Belgium, Ireland, Spain, Austria. None in the UK yet. Oh, maybe we need someone
Well,
somebody
go
someone
go
there.
to the Unified Healing and see if there's any on his website coming from UK. And
Yeah.
if not, you just might have to open up a center, Travis.
Yeah, right. You'll be right at home doing something like this. Fascinating. cool.
Or maybe somebody listening to this interview will go watch some of the other interviews and some of the other videos and open up a center in UK. See that what you
Right?
did for your country? Look what you did for your country.
Absolutely. This is the service, and now that activism's calming down a little bit here, there's room for healing, and this is a very powerful way to do it. It's the spread of information, knowledge,
Right.
what you can do with it.
Thank
Very
God we
interesting.
have these videos. Thank God we have these podcasts.
Right?
Right? Yeah.
It's amazing. So is there anything else about your own sort of personal journey or anything coming up that you'd like to share?
I want to mention Saint Germain, and this is my spiritual path.
Sure.
Everybody can follow their own spiritual path. That's what they're led to. But I do believe that getting ourselves right spiritually, and that's all a journey, right? We're all on a journey of that. The Saint Germain teaches who we are as extensions of God. So we are not supposed to be sick. Thank you for asking this question. We're not supposed to be sick. We are perfect beings. I shared with Jason in my interview with him that a friend of mine recommended a book called The Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East. Life and
Okay.
Teachings of
Yeah.
the Masters of the Far East. I read that book. I was never so enlightened or inspired when I read that book. These are Tibetan monks that live to be 1,000 years old. They look like they're 20. They live to be 400 years old. They look like they're 20. They walk on water. They manifest food. They manifest gems. They move from one place to another. They're doing all of these things that we, as extensions of God, as rays of light, as rays of God, however you want to look at it, as creations of God, were meant to do and to be. And I always struggled with my faith. I always struggled with God because I was taught in my religion growing up that, well, God's allowing this suffering, or God's allowing this person to die, or, carry the cross, and in my mind as a child, as an adult, it never made sense that God, who is love, God is love, why he would want us to suffer so we quote
Right.
unquote
Yes.
learn lessons or grow, or no, I don't believe it's God's will. I believe what God's will is that we live like those Tibetan monks, that we are living in our full power, in our full love, in our full light of God, spiritual beings capable of doing anything and being anything. And our role is to be the love and the light of God. That is our role. That's who we truly are. But we forgot who we are. Why? We had a lot of help along the way. We had a lot of help along the way because the powers that be don't want us to know who we are. And so we're brainwashed from a child. You're brainwashed that you're going to be sick. How many people say, oh, well, you're getting older, so you're going to be sick? No.
Right.
No,
Yes.
I never believed that even before I read the book on the Tibetan monks. I'm not if I'm 70 years old, which I'm not, thank God, but if I'm 70 years old and I'm not healthy, then it's because of everything I put in my body, on my body, my thoughts, what I was thinking, what I was believing. That's why I'm not healthy at 70 years old. Not because it's because of all the junk they've put in our foods, all the junk they put in our air, all the junk they put in our cleaning supplies. Everywhere we look, we're being bombarded with things that are causing illness. So let's claim our power back. Let's remember who we are as a ray of God, as an extension of God, as a creation of God, however you want to say it. And take back, know who we are as Christ, as a Christ being, I should say. Know who we are and know it in your heart. And that's why I liked Saint Germain. After I read the book on the Tibetan monks, which was only 6-7 months ago, maybe, I prayed for a teacher because this is the only thing that ever resonated with me spiritually. And I prayed for a teacher, and then it was either a couple hours or the next day I found Saint Germain. Saint Germain says, I am love. I am. Like those most powerful, Jesus Christ said, I am that I am. The most powerful words in our vocabulary is I am. I am love. I am healthy. I am perfect. And every time we use the term I am, the action of God is behind those words. So we want to make sure we're using those words properly. We don't want to say I'm sick. We don't want to say I'm
Yeah.
tired. We want to say I am the full expression of God. I am perfect health. I am perfect energy. I am God in action here in this body. Like, so that would be the other piece, because I believe that with this health awakening, there's a spiritual awakening. I believe that the world is waking up, both to these alternative means of healing, but also we're waking up to who we are. There's a spiritual revival going on here. And with my center, every morning, I sit in bed, I turn on my light, and I do my Saint Germain decrees, and I do them for every person who enters my center. I send the love and the light of God into my center. I send the violet consuming flame, which Saint Germain uses to purify, to remove all discord, to remove all disease. I send the violet consuming flame, and I pray the decrees. We don't call it prayers, but I say the decrees for the health of everybody who enters the center. So it is truly a healing center. It's
Yeah.
a spiritual as well as a physical healing center. That's my hope. That's my prayer. It's my intention. So I guess my point, you said, what else did I want to share? Let's heal everything. Let's
Sounds
heal our
good.
physical bodies.
Yes.
Let's heal our minds. Let's heal our spirits that, for most, through no fault of our own, have been hidden from us and squashed from us.
I love that. That's a beautiful message, Marie. And I'd love to also maybe touch base in a few months' time to see how everything's going and hear some more amazing stories about the people your lives you've helped.
That would be wonderful. And I just pray that this information gets out to the UK. I imagine you have a lot of UK followers, and that people will share this video and share the original video with Jason and Dr. Michael. Let's let everybody know this is out there. You help me and Jason and everybody who's open a center. You help God with this mission. Everybody who watches
Win-win.
it.
Yeah.
Everybody who watches it can share it, so we can affect the world.
Brilliant. Well, thank you, Marie, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much.